R. Kelly, once hailed the king of R&B, made a shocking mistake by marrying a minor. This act sparked public outrage and legal troubles that almost cost him everything. Could this be the primary cause of his downfall?
Absolutely, I think they should, although a lot of them may not. But like I said, I'm not fighting for my career here. I'm fighting for my rights, and I'm fighting to have a relationship with my kids most of all more than anything. I want a relationship with my kids because I've missed a lot of years of their life. They love me. I love them.
R. Kelly was known for his fame and popularity in the music world. However, after a thorough investigation and numerous reports, it became evident to all that the famous songwriter and musician was not as perfect as he had portrayed himself. Some reports referred to him as a criminal hidden under the umbrella of fame. Who is R. Kelly, and what did he do to make the world hate him so much? You're about to get your answers, as well as detailed information on his career, successes, luxuries, and love life. Let's begin. According to Celebrity Net Worth, R. Kelly's net worth is estimated to be around $2 million. The famous singer, songwriter, and record producer is credited with achieving prolific commercial success in R&B, hip-hop, and pop music recordings. His album releases, collaborations, productions, and music earned him great wealth. Also, due to his numerous achievements, he has earned nicknames as the King of R&B, the King of Pop Soul, and the Pied Piper of R&B. Reports show that Kelly has sold over 75 million records worldwide. Additionally, he's regarded as the most successful male R&B artist of the 1990s. He's also one of the world's best-selling music artists. Unfortunately for Kelly, his wealth suffered a great decrease from $150 million to $2 million. How devastating. The drastic decrease was reportedly caused by his legal expenses and unpaid child support. Eager to know more? Keep watching to find out.
You've been very candid that you are a sexual abuse survivor yourself. You've talked very candidly that you were molested from the ages of 7 to 13, 14. How do you think that has affected you?
R. Kelly's life as a teenager was nothing short of pain and trauma. Robert Sylvester Kelly was born on January the 8th of 1967 on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. According to reports, he was born at the Chicago Lying-in Hospital, which is now known as the University of Chicago Medical Center. He was not the only child or boy. He has 5 siblings and they all grew up together. His mother, Joanne, stood by him and was there with him through thick and thin. His mother was a school teacher and also a devout Baptist. Because of the nature of her job, she valued education and ensured that Kelly received the very best. There have been many questions about who Kelly's father was. Unfortunately, all information about his father has remained elusive. Why? At a very young age, Kelly's father left his family and started a new family of his own. There were rumors that he later raised 2 children. After his father abandoned them, his mother remarried. Joanne couldn't handle the betrayal and decided to give love another chance. She married Lucius, who was working for an airline at that time. The family continued to grow, and they were happy. What Joanne didn't know was that beneath the smiles and laughter, her boy was going through a traumatic episode. It started when he was 8 years old. Due to Joanne's work, she left Kelly in the care of her older sister, Teresa. Painfully, Teresa used the opportunity to physically violate Kelly. This devilish act lasted for 7 years. Years later, Kelly's younger brother, Kerry, shared and talked about the pain they suffered at the hands of Teresa. During that period, Bruce, their older brother, was spared and allowed to play outside. However, he and Kelly were punished and treated without any love. When confronted about these allegations, Teresa refused to talk about them. In later years, Kelly was asked why he kept it a secret. According to his autobiography, he wrote that he was too afraid and too ashamed to talk about the experience to anyone. Additionally, he disclosed that when his mother and grandparents were not present, the members of his household would behave differently. Many times, they would parade themselves wearing highly provocative clothing. After all of this, he had to go through another traumatic experience at the hands of an older male. In his autobiography, He wrote that when he was around the age of 10, one of their family friends, who always visited the family, defiled him, and he had no choice but to keep quiet about it. No one knew about it until he wrote it in his autobiography. Kelly also shared that he got shot in the shoulder when he was 13. According to him, some boys were trying to steal his bike, and in an attempt to defend himself, he was shot. Kelly's mother disputed this and claimed that the gunshot was self-inflicted when Kelly tried to take his own life. No one knows the real truth. After his mother spoke up, many people believe that she might be right, having heard all that Kelly went through at the hands of his family. To make matters worse, he lost his first love at a young age. Kelly shared that that experience was a painful one for him. How did it happen? Lulu, his girlfriend, was fighting with older children over a play area by a creek. In the process, she was pushed into the water and swept downstream by a fast-moving current. Being a young child who could not swim, Lulu drowned. In the autobiography, Kelly called Lulu his first musical inspiration. Kelly's childhood, though full of pain and sorrow, gave him one gift: the discovery of his musical talent. He first started singing in the church choir, and gradually he discovered that he loved music. This led him to pursue a music career, which turned out to be one of the best decisions of his life. Also, he had the love of his mother.
Me and my mom would go to McDonald's before she go to work, before I go to school, and she would get us a Danish. That's all we could afford, is a Danish and a cup of coffee.
Many times, Kelly has expressed his love for his mother. To him, his mother was the only one who helped him survive those tough teenage years. When she passed away, Kelly was devastated and nearly lost his mind. When everyone else doubted and distrusted him, his mother stood by his side. Now there's a loving mother. After overcoming numerous challenges, Kelly went on to pursue a successful career. Now let's explore his career breakthrough and how he was able to gain recognition and fame despite his struggles.
This is a song that's written and produced by R.Kelly.
Right.
How did you guys hook up together with this?
It was a song that he presented, and I liked it.
Kelly has won numerous Grammys and has been involved in numerous collaborations. As beautiful as his career has looked from the outside, Kelly's journey to fame was not an easy one. Let's explore that journey. It all started in 1989 when MGM, also known as Musically Gifted Men or Mentally Gifted Men, was formed. The band comprised Robert Kelly, Mark McWilliams, Vincent Walker, and Sean Brooks. The band continued to make music and attend various shows. Later, in 1990, they were offered a contract with an independent label. The label, Tav Records, saw a big potential in the group and decided to give them a chance. Shortly after they signed the contract, they recorded and released one single, Why You Wanna Play Me. This single turned out to be a blessing for Kelly. After the release of the single, he was afforded more opportunities. Later, when MGM participated in the talent TV show Big Break, hosted by Natalie Cole, Kelly gained national recognition. During the talent show, they performed All My Love. Their performance was breathtaking, and the group won $100,000 as the grand prize. Not long after, they disbanded, and in 1991, Kelly decided to sign with Jive Records. Through the records, he was able to release his debut album, which launched him into fame. Kelly continued to release other albums, and later in 1995, he earned his first Grammy nomination. His song with Michael Jackson, You Are Not Alone, became a huge hit, and many people got to know more about this R&B singer. Later, he released another album. Previously, Kelly was known for his love of producing salacious bedroom songs, which earned him a lot of backlash from the public. Surprisingly, when he released his second studio album, he completely changed his style. Critics praised him and celebrated him for this. New York Times contributor Stephen Holden said this about Kelly: "The reigning king of the pop soul talks a lot tougher than Barry White, the father of such fluffed-up pillow talks, and along with Marvin Gaye and Donny Hathaway, both major influences for Kelly." The more Kelly released albums, the more fame and critical attention he gained. Later, in December of 1995, Professor Michael Eric Dyson critiqued Kelly's self-titled album R.Kelly for Vibe. According to Dyson, Kelly reshapes his turmoil to artistic benefit. He also noted that Kelly is reborn before our very own ears. The album later reached number 1 on the Billboard 300 chart, and it became Kelly's first number 1 on the charts. Let's explore the R. Kelly album and see what made it so special. The album spawned 3 platinum hit singles: You Remind Me of Something, I Can't Sleep Baby, and Down Low. The album was estimated to have sold 4 million copies, and it ultimately received 4 times platinum certification from the RIAA. Aside from being a successful singer, Kelly also established himself as a leading producer. He produced songs for various artists like Aaliyah, Janet Jackson, and Changing Faces. His job as a producer earned him more money and fame. Later, Kelly decided to launch his own record label, Rockland Records. He did this in a distribution deal with Jimmy Levine's Interscope Records. The label's roster included such artists as Sparkle, Boo and Gotti, Secret Weapon, and Rebecca F. With his progressive career came wealth, fame, popularity, and women. The big question to ask is, how did R. Kelly spend his wealth? Did he waste it like other celebrities, or did he spend it wisely? Let's find out. R. Kelly has many luxuries. However, his mansion in Chicagoland stood out. The foreclosed mansion was bought by Kelly in 1997 after I Believe I Can Fly became a hit song. Later in 2011, the mansion was foreclosed. It had been put up for sale for $3.5 million. Located at 1 Marcos Lane in Olympia Fields, the mansion remains one of the most discussed topics in the celebrity world. Why? The mansion is rumored to be gargantuan, measuring more than 21,000 square feet and a 3.7-acre lot. According to Woking, the mansion is a large house for a large personality. The home also boasts great features, including a gated entry, a 6-car garage, an elevator, a theater, and a jungle-themed indoor pool room. When Woking was asked why the house was put up for sale, she refused to give any comment on that. Despite her silence, several rumors circulated that the sale may be connected to the death of Rudolph Isley. Is there any truth in this? Before the house was put up for sale, Rudolph Isley and his wife Elaine bought the mansion. When they bought the property, it was derelict and left to ruin. According to them, the property required extensive renovations, which they gladly did. The couple ripped out the damaged portions, refurbished the sports court, and renovated the entire property. Today, the mansion boasts a 2-story swimming pool area designed as a jungle oasis, featuring stone walls, a hot tub, artificial palm trees, thatched roof huts, and a waterfall. They also replaced the kitchen and movie theater, ordered custom-made light fixtures, and revamped the basement. After Rudolph died in 2023, the house was put up for sale. Elaine may have gotten tired of the house and needed a change. Aside from this mansion, R. Kelly has other houses, cars, and properties that are kept private. Is R. Kelly's love life and family as successful as his career? Let's find out.
People have no idea that there's 2 different men. That there's the person, Robert, there's the persona, R. Kelly.
Celebrities are often known for their struggles with maintaining a home, and Kelly lived up to that reputation. He did not have a stable home. In 1996, Kelly married Andrea, who was his former backup dancer. The two started as professionals working together. Gradually, feelings set in, and they realized that they liked each other. They were married afterward and had 3 children, Joanne, Ja, and Robert Jr. Their love story turned sour when Andrea filed a restraining order against Kelly in September of 2005. Andrea accused him of physical infliction of pain. The order was granted, and in 2006, she filed for divorce. 3 years later, the divorce was finalized, and their 13-year marriage came to an end. After the divorce, both went their separate ways. However, for Kelly, rumors surfaced about a relationship with gospel singer DeLeon Richards. The world got to know about this when a Chicago man was caught threatening DeLeon's husband Gary Sheffield with a tape. The rumored tape was said to contain footage of DeLeon sleeping with her former boyfriend, Kelly. This created a huge sensation in the industry. However, the Chicago man was later sentenced to 27 months in prison. Ever since, R. Kelly hasn't had a wife. However, his life has been marked by numerous scandals, which we'll soon examine. Before then, where are R. Kelly's children today? Let's start with r. Kelly. Like her father, Ja's life is quite complicated. When she was 14 years old, Ja revealed herself to be transgender. In an interview with Paper Magazine about her transgender status, she shared, "When I posted that video, I was so scared. When I was younger, I always felt like I had to make a choice. I knew that I was a girl who liked other girls, but because of what I was taught, I felt like the only way you could like another girl is if you were a boy." During the interview, Ja shared that her mother's support helped her navigate that difficult discovery. However, despite that, she ended up in depression, which lasted for 3 weeks at a psychiatric hospital. Today, Ja has pursued a music career. Joanne, like her sister, has also pursued a music career, while Robert Kelly Jr. is still a young teenager whose future is yet to be revealed.
R. Kelly is spending more time in prison after being sentenced federally for child pornography.
R. Kelly's life took a dramatic turn when his scandals and allegations landed him in prison. You're about to hear some shocking revelations about him. It all started when news broke of the famous R&B singer marrying a 15-year-old, Aaliyah. The two got married at a secret ceremony in Chicago. According to Vibe magazine, Aaliyah had lied about her age on the wedding certificate, all thanks to Kelly. After a thorough investigation, it was discovered that Kelly had bribed a government worker in 1994 to obtain a fake ID for Aaliyah. He was driven by lust and desire for her. When the truth came out, their marriage was annulled, and it came with a lot of backlash from the public. The two pretended to be friends and lied to the public several times. In one of those interviews, Aaliyah was asked about the nature of their relationship, and she said, "When people ask me, I tell them, hey, don't believe all that mess. We're close, and people took it the wrong way."
I'm not married. Robert's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. He's a great producer, great artist who I do admire, and there's nothing there at all.
Things took a dramatic turn when Aaliyah died in 2001. Then everyone expected to hear from Kelly. However, he said nothing. In 2016, during an interview with GQ magazine, he described their relationship as best friends. He refused to make any comments about their marriage, saying, "I will never have that conversation with anyone, out of respect for Aaliyah and her mother and father, who have asked me not to personally." After Aaliyah's death, many people came out suing Kelly for forceful violation and infliction of pain. One of those who spoke up was his former wife, r.kelly, and daughter Joanne. What? Yes, you heard that right.
Choreographer on stage, right next to him, and people have no idea that this is.
Andrea shared her story and ordeal with Kelly on Carlos King's YouTube channel. She said, "I don't know because you will never know who a real narcissist is." She added, "I think I've seen him show up one time now, and that's when he laid in my lap and cried like a baby about that little boy in him that haunts him. That little boy in him that was the little boy who couldn't read. The little boy who could not even look at a street sign and figure out how to get home if he was lost because he couldn't read the signs. And I don't think I've ever seen him since." Andrea later decided to leave the marriage when she realized it could also affect her daughter. Shockingly, during the interview, Joanne called out Kelly and accused him of misbehavior. She claimed that her father was a beast who ruined her life. Kelly refused these claims and many more. However, he's been charged with 21 counts of making videos involving minors engaging in immoral acts. When the Chicago police got a whiff of this, they arrested him and later accused him of taping the acts. Also, it was revealed that Kelly had been sleeping with many minors and engaging them in foul acts. His arrest stemmed from a video that was sent anonymously to the Chicago Sun-Times earlier in the year. They passed it on to the police, who verified its authenticity with the help of FBI forensic experts. Kelly, who posted $750,000 in bail, immediately denied the charges in an interview with MTV and later pleaded not guilty in court. It took 6 years for the case to come to trial. During that time, Kelly released his wildly successful Trapped in the Closet album and was nominated for an Image Award by the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, prompting widespread criticism. The jury eventually concluded they could not prove the girl on the tape was a minor, and Kelly was found not guilty on all counts. Years later, many other victims came out, and Kelly was once again back in prison. The Chicago judge in charge of the case later sentenced Kelly to 20 years in prison following the 2022 trial. This was good news for his victims. However, it ruined Kelly beyond repair. After the shocking revelations, people have talked about Kelly's teenage years being the reason behind his obsession with minors. Because of the traumatic experiences he had had as a child, he may have never healed, and this pushed him into hurting others the same way. Now, did he engage in philanthropic activity? Let's find out. In April of 2007, Kelly released the song Rise Up in response to the tragic school shooting at Virginia Tech. The song was meant to offer hope and healing during a tough time. He donated all net proceeds from the song's sales to the families of the victims, providing financial support as they dealt with their loss. In 2010, Kelly wrote Sign of a Victory for the FIFA World Cup. This song was more than a celebration of the event. He gave all proceeds to support various African charities. His aim was to help communities across Africa by funding causes that make a real difference in people's lives. Not only that, on April the 6th of 2011, Kelly took part in a charity event in Chicago. The event supported Clara's House, an organization that helps people living in Chicago's public housing. Clara's House offers employment, housing assistance, health care, and education to those in need. Kelly's performance brought attention and funds to support these vital services. In 2016, during the Flint, Michigan water crisis, Kelly donated cases of bottled water to those affected. This gift provided immediate help to residents struggling to access safe drinking water. His donation was part of wider efforts to address the health problems the community faced during the crisis. He was indeed a man of the people. R. Kelly got his fame and popularity after going through traumatic teenage years. However, because he didn't heal, his past ultimately ruined him. His story is evidence that trauma can ruin even the greatest of men. So, what are your views on his life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and kindly click on the next video on your screen.